homes and veterans homes in order to capture those that have not been able to come into the office to help them facilitate what their needs are. That's kind of it for the operations. Is there any questions on our operations going on currently?
Is there my last time?
That was the new, the things that were added this year for our assumptions for Vietnam. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
Okay.
Did you start any of that with any of?
Yes, actually, we've already processed. Now, what we're waiting for those, I have gone through. We have 7 claims that we've gone out for bladder cancer. I have 2 Parkinsonism claims that we currently have out. All those are in the hold pattern right now because they have to apply the NEMR law, which means they have to go back to the original date of the claim. So for some of our veterans who had claimed bladder cancer being contributed by Agent Orange, you're going back to 2011, 2007. Some of those records, they have to go all the way back to those and then go say, okay, he should have been 100% from the time he was active cancer until the time the treatment was finished. And then from there, you have to look at the residuals from the cancer and how that's monetarily going to affect them. So they'll go from excuse me, they'll go from 100% during active cancer. Then afterwards, and after all the treatments, they look at the residuals. So they'll drop down to 30% and they'll be paid 30% from the time. And that's just a rough number. That's not true numbers yet. They'll be paid a residual percentage from the time that they completed their treatment until current. So they're still waiting for the final. So all those claims right now are going through the NEMR law review. So that's a special office down in St. Louis that's doing all those. They're all Agent Orange connected. So once they do all that, then they'll be adjudicated. So they are all the way through the pattern to the NEMR law implementation. And then once that happens, then they'll be paid out. So we're still in the hold pattern. They're done. We're just waiting for the rest to be adjudicated.
Any questions? You want to go into the conference then?
So we are doing our digital conference that actually starts next week, where our office will be closed for 3 days. That's our annual training. Instead of going out of the county and going somewhere else, we opted to do the national conference. The state conference, those aren't being offered digitally for our continuing education requirements for the VA. So we'll be doing it all virtual. We had our test last week for our laptops. Everything is good to go. And we'll be out of the net from Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. That will complete our training for the year. I always have all phone calls and everything will still be forwarded to my phone so that I can respond via email or voice calls on my breaks and lunch.
So this national's the big one that you have to do, correct?
Correct.
And the state one?
The state one, they had a spring conference down in the Dells that was in June. We opted not to attend that one. I still have to go to the fall conference, which we're looking at right now is going to be in Fond du Lac. That I'll attend. That's for new positions that are being and for us to do our votes.
Okay. And that one we'll talk about when.
That'll be right now. We're still looking at it's September right now, I think. But I will put that on the agenda probably in August so we can kind of talk about what needs to happen there money wise. I'm thinking about if I'm going to stay down there or travel back and forth. I'm just trying to look at what's
just you.
That's just me.
This one is both of you.
Correct.
Okay. Any questions? And with travel, I'm assuming nothing because you don't need it for this one. It's virtual. So it'll just be possibly on the next one.
For travel, we cost effective wise, it was more cost benefit to the county for us to stay local and just do it virtually. Although it costs $350, that wouldn't even scratch the surface if we were to travel to the Dells, stay in the hotel, plus the mileage and meals. It's just easier just to stay local and then do it virtual since it was offered. So it's a rough savings of about $850 that we would have spent versus what we're not spending now.
Okay. Any questions? Overtime report.
None.
Okay. Any other matters that we like to talk about? Any questions?
So there is a new program in VA that they started. I'm not sure if you all have seen it. It's a lot of news are going around it. It's that new AI system. And there's a new healthcare program they're trying to implement. There's a lot of faults in the system right now they're trying to iron out as far as the training goes with the VA employees, what infrastructures have to be changed in order to accommodate it. It was supposed to be this huge ordeal. Not saying VA hasn't done a great job with their current programs. That was supposed to be an easier transformation of our records. They are still looking at what they need to do to implement that. It was supposed to be implemented this month. They stopped that. So it's only implemented in 3 different hospitals in the VA, and they're not going to do nationwide. They're putting it off until they can get the infrastructures correct.
Any other questions? Go ahead. Any other questions? Any other matters? Then we will go to the next meetings. So we have put down August 9th at 8:30 for health, and then to follow afterwards. Is that going to work okay? Yep.
1 second, let me just check the calendar. That'll be fine. I will be the secretary at that time also.
Okay. And then September 13th, we did jump to do one more in advance on that Monday, September 13th.
That works currently until I get the dates for spring or for fall conference, which as soon as I get that, if that conflicts, I'll get with you.
Okay. All right. So we have those dates down, and then I have a motion to adjourn. A motion, a second. Jeff and Milty, all in favor, say aye. Oppose. This meeting then is adjourned. Thank you.